They say all roads lead to Rome, but in the middle of the 1st century BC, Rome was more than a destination. It was a sun around which the known world orbited, a magnificent, terrifying, and chaotic heart of a republic on the brink of becoming an empire. Close your eyes and let the centuries dissolve. Forget the silent, bleached white ruins you see today. The Rome of 44 BC was a city of screaming colors, suffocating crowds, and an ambition so fierce it could be felt in the very air. At the center of this storm stands one man, Gaius, Julius Caesar. He is no longer just a general returning from the frozen forests of Gaul. He is the dictator perpetuo, dictator in perpetuity. Beneath his sandals, a 500-year-old republic is trembling. He is the master of the world, a man who found Rome built of sun-dried brick and is currently transforming it into a monument of his own ego. Today, Reborn History takes you across the threshold of time. We aren't just observing history, we are stepping into it. From the stench of the riverside docks to the glittering gold of the Forum, we will walk the streets Caesar walked, breathe the air he breathed, and witness the final, golden hours of a legend before the daggers of destiny find their mark. Our journey begins at the southern gate, where the Tiber River curves around the Aventine Hill. This is the Emporium, the stomach of Rome. To understand Caesar's power, you must first understand how he feeds 1,000,000 hungry mouths. Rome is the first megacity of the human race, and this beast has a bottomless appetite. Look at these ships. They are the arteries of the Mediterranean. They carry Egypt's gold, not metal, but grain. Tons of it, secured through Caesar's complex and controversial alliance with Queen Cleopatra. The AIR here is thick. It's a cocktail of smells: the brine of the sea, the heavy scent of unwashed bodies, and the pungent, sharp aroma of garum, the fermented fish sauce that Romans of all classes, from the lowliest slave to the loftiest senator, crave as a staple of life. Caesar understood a truth that his predecessors ignored. Power does not just come from the edge of a sword, it comes from a full belly. He has expanded these horia, massive state warehouses, to ensure that the annona, the grain dole, never fails. By feeding the masses for free, he has bought a loyalty that the Senate can never reclaim. In these docks, commerce is the ultimate weapon of war. Leaving the river behind, we enter a place Hollywood often forgets. This is the Suburra. If you believe Rome was all polished marble and silent dignity, the Suburra will shatter that illusion. This is the most densely populated square mile on Earth. Look up at these insulae. These apartment blocks are death traps. Built of cheap wood and sun-dried brick, they collapse under their own weight or ignite into towering infernos almost every week. The noise is a constant roar, the haggling of fishmongers, the screams of children, and the clatter of carts. Time equals 1.0 seconds / But here's the secret. Julius Caesar was born here. Despite his noble bloodline, his family was not wealthy when he was a boy. He grew up in the shadow of these slums, surrounded by thieves, prostitutes, and the working poor. It was here, in the mud of the Suburra, that Caesar learned his most valuable skill, the language of the people. While the aristocrats on the Palatine Hill looked down on the plebs with disgust, Caesar walked among them. He understood their fears of hunger and homelessness. Time equals 0.6 seconds. He didn't just rule them, he resonated with them. The Suburra didn't produce a politician, it produced a populist god. Now, prepare yourself for a shock of grandeur. We step into the Forum Iulium. This isn't just a marketplace, it is a manifesto written in stone. Caesar spent over 100 million sesterces of his own war spoils just to clear this land. Notice the change in atmosphere. In the old Roman Forum nearby, the architecture is a jumble of 500 years of history. But here, everything is symmetrical, towering, and terrifyingly perfect. This is the Caesarian style. At the end of the plaza stands the Temple of Venus, Genetrix. Caesar is making a bold, almost blasphemous claim. He isn't just a leader, he is the descendant of the goddess of love herself. By placing his own statue on a horse alongside the gods, he is telling the Romans that the age of shared power is over. Every column of Carrara marble here was polished to reflect his glory. When you stand in this square, you are not a citizen of a republic, you are a subject of a legend. He has redesigned the very heart of the city to ensure that no matter where you turn, you are looking at the shadow of Caesar. It is the 15th of March, 44 BC. The air inside the theater of Pompey is heavy with the scent of incense and sweat. Caesar enters, ignoring the frantic warnings of his wife and the dark omens of the seers. He believes in his own destiny too much to fear a knife. The tragedy of Caesar is that he was too brilliant for his own time. He gave the people bread, he gave the city marble, and he gave the world a calendar we still use today. But he took away the one thing the Roman elite couldn't live without, their vanity of power. As the 23 daggers reese, then Caesar doesn't fight. He covers his face with his purple toga, choosing to die with dignity rather than struggle. Et tu, brute? The question wasn't just for a friend. It was for a world that chose to kill its master rather than follow him into the future. But as his blood spills onto the base of Pompey's statue, his enemies realize their mistake. They killed the man, but they couldn't kill the momentum. Caesar's death would ignite a fire that would burn the old world to the ground, paving the way for his heir, Augustus, to turn this city of brick into a city of marble forever. Caesar's Rome is gone, but it is everywhere. It is in the laws we write, the languages we speak, and the very way we perceive power. He was the architect of the West, a man who dared to imagine an empire that would never end. Thank you for walking these ancient streets with Human Chronicles. If you want to explore more lost worlds, hit that subscribe button and leave a comment on where we should go next. Until then, remember, history isn't just the past, it's the foundation of your today.